We've hit 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the support throughout the years. This is the highest I felt accomplished through my YouTube career. I just wanted to thank my mom, grandparents, and dad for being there through the first days we started this journey. I hope in the future to see all you guys and girls once we hit 1,000.
As y'all know, I like the Outlast games, so in today's video we're going to be playing Outlast 1. Outlast 1 gets split up into 8 different chapters, with each chapter taking place in one main location. For the general premise of this game, it's pretty simple. We play as a YouTube vlogger, no personal safety, and we walk around an asylum being harassed for people with their balls out. You know, the basics. Starting off, we of course begin in chapter 1, and the first thing we do is we get in the asylum using our sick parkour skills. From there, it's just getting assaulted, being invited to Jeff Bezos' cult, and getting the key card for the security room, and then getting assaulted one more time by a guy in a wheelchair. However, since I didn't take Bezos' invitation seriously, he turned off the power, so now it's time to go to the basement to restart the generator. Yo, why'd they make him so caked up? Oh, my bad. In the basement, we have to turn 2 different pumps as well as flipping a power switch so that we can start the main generator. While avoiding meth head Babe Ruth, it will not be easy in the basement. Alright, now we can open the door. Let's go! No! They've got me. Prison. The first prison area isn't very interesting. We find a secret hole in one of the cells. And we do some shimmying until we reach the security room.
Let me think for a minute! Quiet! Quiet!
Up there, a man with no pants and a knife. He tries to attack us, but since the hallways are lit up, we can easily run away from him or just completely avoid him by choosing the manly strat and hiding under a bed. And we do some more shimmying to get to the other window. Ooh, cage balls. Oh my god! And we gotta shimmy even more. After that, it's just watching a homicide getting blown up on the into the separate part of prison. I managed to survive that massive fall by landing on a meat pile. Seeing Chris is here, we can easily outrun him because he has the build of a middle school lunch lady. Now this is the place where there's no enemies, so I can't die or get killed. Then it's getting assaulted one more time. We've made it to the sewer. Can y'all guess what happens next? The man with no pants follows us in here. Lucky for me, the game provides us with a map of this area and tells us we need to turn the two valves, one in the prison block and the other in the female ward. The two valves can be done quite easily because the majority of the sewer area has lights. The only light is directly in the center of it, which is nice because it shows us the ladder that we need to take to get out. And of course, Mukbang Chris is here for this room. We did it. Let's go! You don't know who you're messing with. The Juke Master. Guess what time it is? It's men time. Man, you guys suck at opening doors. Never mind. They chase us around the basement of the mail ward while we use our new ability of pushing it and at opening heavy objects to block them off. And eventually we reach a room with a food elevator that we use to get to the main floor. I had 3 enemies that were a Mountain Dew can distance away from me. Using the elevator didn't go as planned. I got walloped and kidnapped by Balding the Nipple Man. He takes us on a fun wheelchair tour of the asylum, and he's just a great guy. Why is his cheeks out? If the sight of his mangled cheeks wasn't bad enough, he also grabs a massive pair of scissors and cuts off 2 of my fingers.
You paying attention? Don't pass that on me. There's still lots for you to absorb.
The escape from the doctor isn't too bad. We need to hide under one of these various hospital beds.
He's still alive. Sugar Wernicke's fingers. He worked so well. They couldn't control it. And you can't control it. Nobody. If I...
Once we get the elevator key, and it's a full down to the elevator, not only does this elevator work, but we also crush the doctor with the elevator. Then I walked around for a while until we found the one, the only Father Martin Bezos. He tells us we need to meet him outside in the courtyard, but I can't do that because there's another completely useless side quest I have to go on. The asylum got lit on fire by this guy named Pyro, and instead of just letting the building burn and leaving, I had to instead go turn on the sprinkler system and save the day. The sprinkler side quest is very uneventful. We need to turn these 2 valves and start at the sprinkler system to extinguish the fire. That's all. Also, Chris is here. From the shed that's directly to the left of where we leave the asylum, with the key in our possession, we need to move directly across the courtyard and use it on a door, giving us access to the rooftop. Once we've made it to the rooftop, we need to do a series of jumping, climbing, and shimmying in order to reach the next section.
Have to get out. I can see his ghost.
Now here's a crackhead. We can crouch under this debris and the schizophrenia will take over and Chris will just walk around, and finally after crawling under the debris we can take it right through the fence and do some last minute parkour, and now we are in the female ward. We made it to the female ward for one sole reason, and that's to do the laundry. We aren't allowed to do the laundry because there's a dead guy in the elevator by coincidence. The dead guy in the elevator is carrying a key. To unlock it and get the key, we need to grab 3 different fuses and place it into the slot in the wall. But my addiction for dumb side quests took over because the key fell all the way down to the floor below. All we need to do is grab this key, parkour down the stairs, and take 2 rights, and we end up in the lower laundry room. The 3rd floor is pretty cool. We get introduced to 2 new enemies, those being the twins. As you can guess, the twins are twins. One of them's bald. They're apparently modeled after inbred people, and they're really stupid. Anyway, further into the 3rd floor, we're doing some jumping. I end up dropping the camcorder, and downstairs, it's pretty simple because the part of the game is designed to be done without the camcorder. Oh yeah, we've gone in full circle, and now we're returning back to the administration block. This unexplored area of the administration block is decently bright. I also shoved this dead body out of the vent. It doesn't matter to the video, but I mean it was kind of funny. We end up reaching an area known as the recreation room. We hang out with the boys who are watching white blobs on the screen. The recreation room, to be honest, is boring. Enough of the rooms are at least somewhat bright, so this section is not great. We're in here to grab a key, and that's exactly what we do. It does get a little bit interesting when a penis dude breaks through the main door. This key is used to unlock the door to get upstairs. On our way, we come across this guy who thinks he's the main character. We also do the riskiest shimmy of all time. At the chapel, Papa Bezos has been crucified. We grab the elevator key, and then he's been lit on fire. I just committed arson, but I also killed the only guy who was somewhat nice to me throughout this entire experience. I was able to get past him by using the room with two doors. I waited for him to chase me and break down one of the two doors. Then I would run through the opposite. I managed to reach the elevator and use our newly down to the laboratory. We've made it to the final chapter of Outlast 1. Now all we need to do is escape from the lab and that we just entered and get back to my car. I guess the entire abandoned building energy bill goes towards to keep every single light on down here, so darkness isn't a huge deal. There's a couple people who imploded, but that's all there is until we engage in a chase sequence deeper in the lab with a new enemy known as the Walrider. Since we know this chase sequence begins at the end of the hallway, as soon as we see the emergency lights turn on, we can instantly start running back the other way. But when we reach the doors at the opposite side of the hallway, our good friend Chris is there standing, and now we're in a death sandwich. And we come across Stephen Hawking from Temu. We need to sneak past the Wall Raider a few more times to reach the main lab, because you've guessed it, I'm killing another person before I can do that. We need to turn off the life support fluid reservoir valve, as well as turn off the sublab generator to turn off the valve. All we need to do is take a right from the main generator and go up a staircase. It's right there. Wall Rider will spawn and right after we turn the valve, but as long as we're able to get down the stairs fast enough, then he won't be able to catch us. To turn off the sublab generator, we need to first play Stair Climbing Simulator. Through this dark curved hallway with a bunch of obstacles in it, and on the other side is the generator. Wall Rider again chases us once we turn off the generator, but just like last time, as long as we move fast enough, we should be okay. Until we try to do some parkour, LeBron James really isn't okay with me being alive, so he wombo combo lob dunked me down the longest staircase in the game. Wait, how am I alive? Now that I'm invincible, it's time to commit another homicide. So let's kill a completely defenseless naked man in a ball.